What's up, y'all? I think y'all know what time it is. WrestleMania's tonight, baby. And we doing this. I cannot wait. Now, this video is going to be short, sweet, to the point. These are my predictions for WrestleMania, okay? Now, we got Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth, which I honestly think, as much as I don't like it, I think Rock and Roman are going to win, setting up bloodline rules for night 2. But I think on night 2, during the bloodline rules match for the undisputed Universal Championship or whatever they deciding to call it, I'm pretty sure that, of course, the usual, the bloodline faction, everybody else is gonna pile in and try to all take out Cody. Cody does have some assistance with Jay and Seth Rollins, but the numbers game is still against him. And I feel like there's been a lot of rumors that someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin or John Cena may be coming in to help. I'd be fine with either one of those. I feel like it makes more sense for it to be John Cena with, the whole solo took away his power to speak and all that. I feel like it makes more sense for it to be John Cena. But even if it was Stone Cold, it's Stone Cold. He can whoop anybody's ass. It's Stone Cold, baby. Then we got Becky Lynch versus Rhea. That could go either way. Becky Lynch, it's not that she needs championships at this point in her career because, she's already a Grand Slam champion, I believe, and has held every title. So it's not that big a deal. So Rhea could retain, but it also could just be another accolade for Becky and to set her up for further storylines and everything. Now, Gunther versus Sammy. That also could go either way, but more than anything, I want Sammy to win. I don't have a problem with Gunther personally. I do want my boy Sammy to win, though. I feel like Sammy has not been getting the proper dues that he deserves, and WWE has not been using him as well as they should. So, as far as I'm concerned, Sammy's taking that title. That's what I want. Jimmy versus Jay, the brother versus brother match. It's going to be a banger. These two have been talking about having a brother versus brother match, especially at WrestleMania, their entire career. Before their careers even started, they have been saying that they eventually, at some point, their dream match is brother versus brother at WrestleMania. It's finally happening. So either way, whoever wins out of those two, we win more than anybody. But I feel like main event Jay is going to finally get his chance to show his brother that he don't need him, that he don't need Big Brother, and he can win all on his own. We got the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, out of the groups that are in it, I feel like if they're keeping it as one, and you'll know what I mean in a second, if they're keeping it as one, I would prefer it to be New Day or Awesome Truth winning it. Okay? I'm cool with either one of those or DIY. What I feel like is going to happen, though, is that there's going to be 2 teams that win. And that when that happens, they're going to decide to split the titles to where Raw has their own belts and SmackDown has their own belts again like it used to be. I'm totally fine with that, and I've been wanting that for so long. With the stacked tag team division that the main roster has, there's no reason to have just one set of championship belts. Granted, it's 2 sets, but they're treated as one. There's no reason for that. With all the people that they have now, there's no reason for that. So I feel like what could happen is either Awesome Truth and New Day, Awesome Truth or New Day gets one, and then DIY and New Catch Republic gets the other. Out of those 4 teams, if they're splitting it, that's how it's gonna be. Then you got the what I call the 3 Bs, bad black biatches, but Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. Now, just based on the amount of power that they've shown Jade Cargill to have by the fact that she was, they made a big deal out of how it took 11 people to get rid of Nia Jax in the last Women's Rumble, And in this past Women's Rumble, Jade Cargill got rid of her by herself. So that's saying that Jade Cargill has the strength and the power of 11 women. Cool. So you have the strength and power of 11 women. And then they compared her to Bianca Belair, saying that they're basically mirror images of each other. Okay. If Jade and Bianca are mirror images of each other, and they both would seemingly have the strength and power of 11 women each, okay? You essentially have 23 women fighting Damage Control. I mean, that's not really what it is, but I feel like this should be a squash match. The three of them versus Damage Control should be a squash match. Now, not saying that Damage Control sucks or anything like that, because you got the Kabuki Warriors who have already been, worldwide champions and everything. But if you build up somebody like that, like how they did with Bianca and Jade, and you have them go against other people that are clearly not of the same physical stature and nowhere near as imposing as them, it doesn't make sense to have, them possibly lose to people like that unless it's out of cheating and stuff. Hopefully that's not the case, but either way, I'm cool with it. But I feel like it's gonna be, the ladies. It's gonna be Bianca, Naomi, and Jade. Then it comes down to Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dominic. Of course everyone wants Rey and Lee to win. It only makes sense because Santos has unfortunately gone a little too far with some of his heel behaviors. And of course, Dirty Dom, everyone just hates him. So yeah, we want him, of course, to take the loss. But, who knows? These guys are always cheating and whatnot. We'll never know how that happens. Now for night 2, as I said before, Roman versus Cody. I feel like, if it doesn't end up under Bloodline rules, Cody wins, period. If it does end up under Bloodline rules, I feel like it's going to be really close and seems like the title is going to be snatched away from Cody again. But the numbers game is going to end up swinging back in his favor. And I feel like either The Rock is going to betray Roman, which I've been feeling like the whole time with the putting up the ones, and he kept doing this. He purposely did that on purpose. Like, there's no way he kept going to put up the ones and just making an L. And if you guys watch the videos, guys watch SmackDown and everything back multiple times, okay? At least 2 to 3 times, he made sure to put up the L first, or he would start with the one and then purposely shoot that thumb out. And I believe a couple times he actually did this. Like, he started with the one, put out the L, switched it back, put the L out again, switched it back, put the L out again. Like, he's doing this on purpose. And then with the fact that he keeps bringing up Cody's mom and the story and everything, I really feel like Rock might betray the bloodline. Well, maybe not the bloodline, but betray Roman and take over the bloodline. Which, I mean, you might be the tribal chief, but he's the final boss. Which sounds more like, the one running stuff. Either way, though, I feel like Cody will definitely be taking that title and finishing his story and getting to deliver that belt to his mama. Then you got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. That, not only is it going to be a banger of a match, that could go either way. They have been putting on a hell of a storyline between those two, and it's been phenomenal. I do believe that whoever wins in that match, though, Damian Priest is going to try to cash in. He's not going to cash in on Cody. Granted, he could, but I don't think he's going to cash in on Cody. There's been no build-up really between them, with him even worrying about that title. There's been no real build-up. But with the World Heavyweight title, that's a different story. So Damian Priest, I feel like he might try to cash in on whoever wins that match. I don't think he's going to actually, if he does cash in, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win and get the title. Not that he doesn't deserve a singles championship. It's just that it's still kind of early. Still kind of early, especially for him to, being in the Judgment Day, and the rumors that group is going to be breaking up with the tension, everything that's brought in by Dom and other stuff. So I don't think he's gonna take that title if he does cash in. If he did, egg on my face, surprise for me. Totally fine with it though. And you got Io Sky versus Bayley for the women's championship. Bayley's gonna take that. Like, I get that Io Sky has damage control and the numbers game on her side, but Bayley kind of has, Bianca, Naomi, and the rest of the girls. And the fact that with Bayley having that face turn and being a good guy again, it would only make sense for her to take that title after the betrayal, the multiple betrayals from Damage Control. So Bayley's taking that. And you got Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens in a triple threat for the U.S. title. As long as it's not Logan Paul walking out with the belt, I'm cool with either one. Totally fine with either one. I'd be cool with Randy. I want Randy to win it more than anybody because I believe the U.S. title is the only one he hasn't held yet. I could be wrong, but I believe the U.S. title is the only one that Randy hasn't held yet. But him or Kevin, KO, KO's been U.S. champ before, and he kind of revitalized the title a little bit, so I'm cool with that. But honestly, I want it to be Randy just because, he deserved that title, and I feel like Randy's not retiring soon, but I do feel like he is slowing down and kind of making his way out. So I'd be cool with him having another championship run, even if it's not a world championship. And of course, we got my boy L.A. Knight, versus AJ Styles. Love them both, but I think we all know who my guy is. Okay, I think we all know who my guy is. And my boy L.A. Knight is going to get his WrestleMania match and get that dub. Remember, you heard it here first. And in the final match, got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Final Testament. I feel like it's going to be Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, although it could go either way. It's been, a decent little rivalry between those groups. It could go either way, and not that it's a blow-off match or anything like that, but it's not the most important match on the card. But with Bobby Lashley, of course, is a championship-level guy. The Street Profits, I feel like both of them, honestly, could go for some singles championships at some point. Not saying they should split them up as a tag team, but they could both go for some singles championships as well. Especially Montez, because that Montez Ford is on another level. That is one of the most, him and Ricochet are two of the most, athletic guys I've ever seen in the ring. Now, there's of course, other guys that are super athletic and everything, but those dudes are just, they're on another level. Then you also got Final Testament with Karrion Kross, who is, in my mind, but I do know also that he's, been around the world in multiple promotions and everything. So, of course, he's got some skills about him. He's got something that people are looking for. And with him and AOP, I don't feel like AOP, I don't want to say they're not up to par, but I kind of feel like they're not at this point. There's some little spots with Akam and Razor. If you look at them, there's still a bit of hesitation, some I don't want to say botches because people throw that word around way too much. But there's some little, you got to look at it and you can really tell if you see it. It's like, there's some little slight mishaps, but I feel like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are definitely going to take that one. If I'm right, which, I usually am, this big old head ain't there for nothing. So, I feel like I might be right about a lot of these, but if I'm wrong, hey, no biggie. You guys got any predictions of your own? Please drop them below, hit them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.